es viernes, yo soy Rory, y estoy contento de estar aquí con ustedes hoy. You know, I'm actually not supposed to be here today. I'm supposed to be in Arizona with my family on spring break vacation. But I had a major travel fail. I completely screwed up booking my flight, and I am here working while my family is on vacation. So let me tell you the story. First of all, it's spring break. And spring break, you know, for me is one of those holidays or one of those times off that's like pretty frustrating for me because the university courses that I teach for, they never align, their spring breaks never align with the spring breaks for my kids in their school district. And so since I usually teach in the first half of the week, I pretty much at spring break only have like Thursday on or like super late Wednesday night. I can catch a flight and get out somewhere and hang out with my family for, you know, a long weekend basically. And so that's what my plan was this week, but I screwed up so bad. It was one of those failures that is like simultaneously embarrassing and devastating, infuriating, 100% solvable if someone on the other end of the counter had any mercy. But anyway, so here's what happened. I was telling the kids, and they know that you know, Dad's kind of not a cheapskate, but super frugal and doesn't like to spend a lot of money on stuff. And so they knew that, you know, like, yeah, maybe Dad's probably not going to come for spring break just because he has to work through Wednesday and it's a short time for flights and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we're telling the kids, no, I don't think I'm going to come. There's no flights. There's nothing. In fact, there are many fewer flights with the whole Boeing thing going on and flights being grounded. And one of our favorite carriers, Southwest, is just not, you know, it's like zero availability. Anyway, so behind the scenes, Leslie and I are coordinating, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to get a flight late Wednesday night. I found this one, and it's pretty reasonable. I totally got snookered by the price. I thought it was $161, but by the time I went through for round trip, which is fine, by the time I went through it, I chose my seat and had to pay for my bag and stuff. It was like $261. So anyway, all right, I spend money, and I get a flight. I get to the airport after my class Wednesday night, and I'm at the self-check-in kiosk, and I'm entering my confirmation number. It's like, well, we can't find your reservation. Go to the counter. So I go to the counter, and this guy, you know, he spends like 5 minutes looking for my reservation, and finally he says, "Did you check your date?" I'm like, "What do you mean, did I check my date? I booked the flight for Wednesday, 2 weeks from today." And I don't know how that happened. I think I was bouncing around between multiple windows, and I know for certain that I wouldn't have checked, you know, Wednesday the 10th because that's really close to tax day and I'm really tuned into April 15th. Anyway, so I knew that wasn't the issue, that I just like, I don't know what happened. Anyway, I booked the flight for the wrong weekend, and I'm pleading with customer service at the counter. I'm pleading with customer service on the telephone. I've got like 30 minutes to make something happen if I want to cancel and purchase another, because there is one seat available, of course. Anyway, no mercy, zero mercy. And it was going to cost me, like, in addition to the $260 I already paid, another $400 something. And I'm just like, honey, I just can't come. I'm so sorry. Tell the kids I was going to be here. So I finished out the week here working while the kids are enjoying golf and going to a play and, you know, doing all this desert hiking and everything. Anyway, I am glad to be here with you, and today we're talking la condicional, using the conditional tense to be just a little more kind in your instructions, or to offer some, you know, would you rather or could you type tone to your communication with patients. So that's what we're looking at today. Let's look at the conditional tense and some ejemplos, first of all, of how they're being used. So, unos ejemplos. Esta fiebre, this fever, podría ser causada por un virus o una bacteria. So this fever could be caused by a virus or a bacteria. Okay? Si la fiebre es causada por un virus, if the fever is caused by a virus, un antibiótico no ayudaría. An antibiotic wouldn't help. ¿Podría esperar aquí un momento, por favor? Could you wait here, please, a moment? See? Instead of saying espere, right, the direct command, here's this poder with a verb is a great sort of softer way to give a subtle instruction, ¿verdad? Cirugía es una opción. Surgery is an option. Pero me gustaría, I would like to referirle al terapeuta físico primero para ayudarle con unos ejercicios para fortalecer el hombro. But I would like to refer you to a physical therapist for some exercises to strengthen your shoulder. ¿Cuál preferiría usted? ¿Cuál preferiría? I get that one screwed up. It's a fair. ¿Cuál preferiría usted? ¿La pastilla o un jarabe? Which would you prefer? The pill, a pill, or a syrup? See? Un jarabe. Bien. So, notice some conjugaciones. You're probably looking here and saying, looks like poder a little bit, but something's not right there. Saying, but me gusta, me gustaría, it almost looks like the verb isn't conjugated, but it's got something added to the end. Ayudaría, same. So you're noticing some of that with the conjugations, and that's 100% right. That's how it goes in the conditional. So let's go back a step. We've got tres tipos de verbos, right? In Espanol, when we talked about conjugations, we've got tres tipos. Verbos AR, like examinar, respirar, to examine, to breathe. Verbos ER, like eat and drink. Verbos IR, like sufrir and vivir. Now, normalmente, el primer paso is to quitar la terminación. So normally the first step in any conjugation is to take the ending off of these verbs, right? When we talk about three types, we're talking about verbs that end in AR, verbs that end in ER, verbs that end in IR. So normally that's the first step of all conjugations for all tenses. Pero, and so, you end up with something like this. Examinar goes to examin, respirar goes to respir, comer, com, beber, beb, sufrir, sufre, and vivir, vive. Okay, that's how normally verbs conjugate. Pero es diferente with la condicional. La condicional, no. We add our endings to the end of the verb. And so we have our verb in full, and then we add our conjugated endings. Bien, so usamos la misma conjugación para todos los verbos. We're going to use the same conjugation for all verbs. Doesn't matter if it's an AR, ER, or IR. The endings for the conditional tense are the same. Okay? Bien, so yo is going to get ia at the end. Two ias. Él, ella, usted, ia. Nosotros íamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes ian. Okay, so if you're like an intermediate speaker and you think that these endings look like past tense endings, there is a similarity to imperfect past tense verbs. However, in the imperfect past tense, we're taking off the ending and then adding this for ERs and IRs. But for the conditional, which we're talking about today, we're adding these to the end of the full verb. Respirar. I would breathe. Respiraría. Okay? Bien. So, let's look at some examples. Examine. I would examine. Yo examinaría. And that's awful small. Sorry if you can't see it. Él, ella, usted examinaría. Nosotros examinaríamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes examinarían. Yo comería for comer. Tú comerías. Él, ella, usted comería. Nosotros comeríamos. Ellos, ellas, ustedes comerían. So we've got these endings attached to the full verb, right? Okay, bien. That makes conjugating regular verbs in the conditional tense super easy. There are some irregulars, and these are the same irregulars as you'll have in the future tense when you get around to studying the future tense. So the irregulars, what happens is the base of the verb is going to change. The conjugations at the end will remain the same as regulars, ia, ias, ia, iamos, and ian. Those will remain the same. But the base of the verb that those conjugations get attached to is going to shorten. Let's look. Decir, usually an irregular verb, goes to dir. So it's not going to be decir anymore. It's not deciría, it's diría. Okay? Hacer goes to ar. Poder goes to poder. Instead of an ER, it's just podría, podría, podrías, podríamos. Same with poner, has a D in it. Pondría, pondrías, pondríamos. Querer, querría, querrías, querría. Saber, saber, sabría, I would know. Tú sabrías, you would know. Salir, to go out. Yo saldría, I would leave. Tener, tendría. Venir, vendría. Okay, so siempre usamos la misma conjugación para todos los verbos. Like I was saying earlier, we're going to use the same endings, which are the ia, ias, ia, íamos, iam. Okay, bien. So this is not a difficult tense to conjugate. You've only got, what do we have here? 8 irregulars to be thinking of. No, 9. My math is terrible. I'm not a good counter. 9 irregulars here to keep in mind, but the endings, the conjugations, are going to remain the same. So it's not a difficult tense to conjugate. You can get into some tricky situations with the conditional tense using subjunctive and things like that if you're more an advanced speaker. But for today, all the examples I'm going to show you are just complete, basic, not complicated uses of the conditional tense. So let's try some practica. Terminaciones. We've got yo, again, ia, ias, ia, íamos, and ian. Okay, you keep this for reference here. We've got las terminaciones. And los irregulares here. Decir, diría, hacer, haría, podría, pondría, querría, sabría, saldría, tendría, and vendría. Okay, bien. So now, we've got our first pregunta to work on. Usted poder quitarse la ropa y ponerse esta bata. So instead of saying take off your clothes and put on this gown, we're going to say in a question, should be a question, could you take off your clothes and put on this gown? So what are we going to do with poder? Usted. It should be a question. It's not punctuated to be a question. Usted, if you said podría, you got it right. Usted podría quitarse la ropa y ponerse esta bata, por favor? Okay. Sounds really nice. Yo preferir esperar una semana más antes de cambiar los medicamentos. What we're trying to say is, I would prefer to wait another week before we change your medications. Okay? So, preferir. Not in the irregular list here. It's a regular verb. So what's it going to be? Yo preferiría esperar una semana más. I would prefer to wait another week. Okay? Next one. This one I did get punctuated properly. Would you have time el lunes a las 9? So this one's asking, usted, something with tener, tiempo el lunes a las 9 de la mañana? So would you have, how would you take tener? It is on your irregulars. Would you have time? If you're talking to usted, which you probably are if you're doing any scheduling, you're probably not scheduling with children, right? You'd be scheduling with parents. So, what's it going to be? Tendría usted. See? Tendría usted tiempo el lunes a las 9? Now, yes, you might be saying, Rory, I could easily use the present tense for this. Yeah, you can. No problem. Do you have time? But sometimes you might want to say, would you or could you? And that's what this conditional tense is all about. Bien. Número 4. Let's move on. Gustarle. So this is the me gusta, te gusta, etc. Right? Esperar aquí o regresar en 30 minutos. Would you like to wait here or come back in 30 minutes? So how are you going to take gustarle? Now remember that le is going to get changed into either me, te, le, nos, or se. It's an indirect object. And then gustar is the verb you're actually conjugating. Okay? So what's it going to be? Le gustaría, would you like? Le gustaría esperar aquí o regresar en 30 minutos. Notice what's really nice about this also, in addition to how easy the conjugation is, our verbos oftentimes are not conjugated afterwards. Yo preferiría esperar. Podría quitarse. Le gustaría esperar. This one, of course, doesn't have a second verb. But the fact that these almost sort of serve as, at least in these contexts, as helping verbs means your next verb isn't going to be conjugated. Bien, let's move on to another example. Nosotros, anestesia local, no general. So what we're saying here is we would give you local anesthesia, not general. Dar. Dar is often an irregular verb, but you don't see it up here in our irregular list, so we're just going to put the nosotros form onto dar here. So what would you have? Nosotros le daríamos, we would give you. Nosotros le daríamos, we would give you local anesthesia, not general anesthesia. Okay. Sin los medicamentos, without medication, la presión muy alta. So without medication, your blood pressure would be very high. Okay? Sin los medicamentos, la presión, what are we going to do with estar? Oftentimes estar is irregular also, but en este contexto, en este tiempo, estar is not on our irregular list. So, sin los medicamentos, la presión estaría muy alta. Okay, so you've got the mechanics down of conjugation. You've only got 9 of these irregulars to keep in mind, and that they're just shorter stems, but all of the additional conjugations are the same, whether it's a regular or irregular verb. Okay? Posibles usos comunes. You might find yourself being, in English, slightly more, I don't know, kind or softer with some of your conversation than you are in Spanish. And if that's the case, this tense could really help with some of these examples. So how about, I would prefer. How would you say that? I would prefer. Yo preferiría. I would prefer. How about the question, would you prefer? Preferiría usted? Would you prefer? Okay. I would like. I would like. Getting back to gustar. Now, gustar is a little different, right? Because it has the me gusta, le gusta, nos gusta. Me gustaría. I would like. How about would you like? Making it a question for usted now. Le gustaría? Would you like? Okay. Now again, you're filling in the blanks either with your phrase or another verb, etc. And if it's another verb, all these are going to be infinitive verbs in addition. I could. I could. Yo podría. Yo podría. I could do this or that. Okay? We could. How would you say we could? Nosotros podríamos. We could this or that. Okay? Número 7. And maybe this one comes up a lot in maybe some basic instructions. Could you this? Could you that? Okay? Podría usted. Podría usted. Okay. Me gustaría ver y ayudarle con sus ideas y frases. So I'd like to be able to help you with your ideas and phrases and how you might be able to use it with patients. So if you're in the Facebook group, go ahead and put it in the comment section here how you might be able to use this tiempo verbal with your pacientes. If you're seeing us on YouTube or on the blog, use the comment sections and add your phrases here. I'd be glad to give you my tips if there's anything that you could do to improve. ¿Qué podría hacer para mejorar? All right, muy bien. Well, gracias por aprender español conmigo. Juntos realmente mejoramos comunidades. Que tengas buen fin de semana. Hasta luego. Thank you for joining me today on this Video Viernes lesson. I wanted to invite you to join our community if you're not a member of the Facebook group already, that I deliver these live lessons in on most every Friday. And also point you to the website where you can find a bunch more information about medical Spanish, whether that be courses or free materials for you or finding a private tutor to work with you online or face-to-face. And also let you know about some amazing Spanish immersion programs, either you as a medical person or your significant other as working in some other industry, or your family. If you want to improve your Spanish and you have time and budget to go do some travel, our programs are pretty amazing. I think it'd be fun to work with you. And finally, if you have some document work at your clinic or at your hospital or within your setting that needs to be professionally translated, shoot me a message, upload your document to us, and we can get you a quick quote and help you out with your Spanish language documents as well. Have a great day.